Hello there and welcome back to my channel. If you're a new subscriber, you're welcome. You're in the right place. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is basically centered around market trends and market reversals. So like you already know, a trend cannot last forever, right? Be it an uptrend, be it a downtrend, be it a ranging market, it cannot last forever. Now, there comes a time where it chooses, or the market will choose to reverse. How then do you know that the market has, or the buyers have been exhausted and the market wants to move to the side of the sellers, or from the sellers to the buyers, whichever way, right? This is why it is important for you to study chart patterns so that you would be able to at least have an idea of when when the market wants to move to another direction, and be ready to take sides with the market makers or the market movers. And after the disclaimer, we'll get right onto it. So basically, market charts are graphical representation of the bias of the market, right? So if the market is trending, there are signs that will show you that the market wants to continue in that trend, be it a buy trend or a sell trend. If the market is tired of buying and wants to move to a sell position, there are signs. If the market wants to move from a sell position to a buy position, there are also signs. Now, these signs are what we refer to as market chart patterns, right? They are used to identify when the market is continuing or when the market is trying to change trend. They are also used as entry models. Yes, there are some traders who use them as entry models. But in today's video, we're not going to be talking about entry models. We just want to be able to identify these market trends so that we would use them to our advantage. All right, so that we will not be caught on the wrong side of the market when the market is trying to buy. We shouldn't be found selling when the market is trying to sell. We shouldn't be found buying. All right, so there are majorly two types of market trends. There are some that show you when the market is in a continuation. There are some that show you when the market is in a reversal. So we have the reversal chart patterns and we have the continuation chart patterns. For the sake of time, we will not be able to exhaust all of them in one single video, so maybe we'll have to cut this into two. Today's video will just be centered on market reversal chart patterns, and then maybe in another video we'll focus on continuation chart patterns. All right, so there are a lot of them. Now mind you, it is not a must that you as a trader should know every single one of them, or should trade every single one of them, or should use every single one of them. There's nowhere it is written as a law that you must know all of them, identify all of them, and use all of them. There's no law that also says that you must find them every single time on your charts. All right, but the most important thing is when you see them, whenever you see them, you know what they are trying to tell you in the market, you know what they signify, and you know how to use them to your advantage. All right, without further ado, let's just get right into it. There are many, but I'm only going to be putting out the ones that I personally identify. It is easy for me to identify, and it's also easy for me to use them. Okay, after now, you can go online and search for them. There are a lot of them, right? But just make sure that after watching this video, so make sure you watch this video to the end. After watching this video, you see how I identify them. Also go to your chart. Like I always say, go to your chart and be able to spot them yourself so that you can be able to use them. So in no particular order, we have double top, we have double bottom. Now for each of them that I will be mentioning, you will find them at the end of an uptrend, signifying that the market wants to go into a downtrend. You would also find the reverse of it at a downtrend, showing that market wants to reverse from a downtrend to an uptrend. I hope I've not successfully confused you here, but then just have it in mind that you can find these chart patterns. You can find them at the end of a buy trend and also at the end of a sell trend. So if you see it at the end of a bullish market, you know that the market wants to, most likely, in fact 95% of the time, it is showing that market wants to change trend to a sell position. Also, if you find them at the end of a sell trend, it's just identifying or showing you that it may start selling, it may start buying rather at any moment, right? So we have the double top, right? We have the double bottom, we have triple top, we have the triple bottom, we have the head and shoulders pattern, right? We also have the inverse head and shoulders. They are just, everything I mentioned, they're just opposites of themselves. All right, the cup and handle, right? We have the inverse cup and handle. We have pipe top, pipe bottom, we have diamond bottom, we have diamond top, right? There are a lot of them. Like I said, there are a lot of chart patterns. You can go online, but there are some that appear more than the others, which I think, which is why it was easy for me to like grasp them. And also you find them easily on your chart. You find them very, very easily on your chart. So before we even start going to the chart and identifying them, let me just give you I want you to just understand the psychology behind it. I just want you to understand what the market is doing. So let's assume that we have an existing uptrend, right? We have an existing uptrend market, of course, giving us swing highs and swing lows. Of course, telling us that the market is in an uptrend, right? So then we get to a point where, okay, let me take that again. We get to a point when price comes and does this. It may not be the exact price or the exact spot that price reverses from twice, right? It may just be a zone, so it may just be slightly higher or slightly lower. But the idea is, if you look at it, it is almost like price got to a particular zone and then choose to start reversing from there. This right here is what we call a double top, right? This right here is what we call a double top. Okay, right here is what we call a double top, which means price was initially in an uptrend, then it got to a point, or it got to a zone rather, and then it started selling from there. The market bias changed, right? So it just shows us that that spot or that zone, right, is a double top. Okay, it shows us that it is a double top. This same thing here, you can also find it at the end of a downtrend and price wants to start buying. So let's say we have a series of lower highs and lower lows signifying a downtrend, and then when price gets to this place, you see something like this. Like I said, it may not exactly be at the same price that a pivot happened before. It may just be somewhere close, right? And then it does this. It doesn't come right back to take out this low, which is what is expected to do in a downtrend. It doesn't come to take out this previous lows, right? It just comes, finds another zone from here, right, and continues to buy, right? So indicating the beginning of an uptrend. So that is it. Okay, it is not double top, double bottom. I don't think they are quite difficult to identify on the chart, but if you look at this, you see that yes, price is showing a clear signal that it wants to buy. All right, the same way we have double top and double bottom is also the same way we have triple top and triple bottom. Don't worry, we will find all of this on the chart, but just understand that when market comes, it comes, test this low, all right, comes again, is unable to break this high, right? It comes right again, looks for a zone close to this last swing low. I'm talking about a downtrend, from a downtrend to an uptrend now, right? So when price does this, it comes again. Now it has tested this low 2 times, and for some reason sellers were unable to push the price downward. So you can see that when price has come to test a zone 1, 2, 3 times and is unable to break downwards, right? And maybe price does something like this. At this spot, a lot of traders who are able to identify chart patterns already know that there's something wrong somewhere. Sellers are getting exhausted and the market will start moving to a buy bias, right? So they'll be looking for confirmations now to show that the market truly wants to move from a downtrend to an uptrend. So when that happens, when they find some form of confirmation depending on their strategy, their technical analysis strategy. Once they find that confirmation, they take a buy. Now, a lot of other people who do not understand chart patterns may still be looking for, somehow, there are a lot of traders who do it. They somehow hope that the sell movement would continue instead of just seeing the chart for what it is trying to show to them, and change their bias and look for confirmations to buy and find entries to buy, right? Rather, they'll be looking for a way to sell. And if you, of course, that if you're caught in the wrong side of the market, you're going to get stopped out. Your stop loss is going to be hit, and then you lose money. And I know that is not what you want in your trading accounts, right? So it is important that you understand chart patterns, right? And now you're going to find chart patterns on different charts, on different securities, whether you trade stocks, you trade crypto, you trade forex, you trade higher time frames, you trade lower time frames, you trade 1 hour, 4 hours, daily, weekly. You'll find these chart patterns on different securities and also on different time frames. You just have to be aware of it, spot them, and use them to your advantage, right? So also the same thing that happens here, I'll also let you know, I'll also point out something to you, but let's just try and make a graphical representation of a triple top, right? This is a triple bottom, right? If I missed that out before, this is a triple bottom. You can see that price has tested a particular zone about 3 times, right? And then it reversed. So also you can have something like this, price coming from an uptrend, it gets to a point, buyers are exhausted, they come here, test the price a couple of times, 3 times. It may not exactly be a clear and accurate horizontal line. Take note, it may not be a clear horizontal line, it may just be somewhere, the third one or the second one or whatever can just test a price that is close to the other price point that it has hit before. But the most important thing is just understand that when it hits 1, 2, 3 times, it shows you that whatever momentum that was in the market, whatever momentum that was in control before is actually getting worn out, and the other side of the market will soon be in control, right? And then we have to just find confirmation maybe on the neckline, and then you see a downtrend after the triple top, okay, after the triple top. Now I want you to take note of something, that one thing is always obvious, right? So for all of these chart patterns that we have identified, there's always like a neckline, right? There's always like a neckline, okay? There's always a neckline. Another zone too, where price has come back to, right? Where price has come back to, but it doesn't go past that. That is a neckline. That's neckline. When we go into entries, you see that neckline is also very important, whether it is a diagonal neckline or a horizontal neckline, right? The most important thing is you are able to spot them. So even if it is not as clear as this horizontal line here, right? Even if it is not as clear as this, even if you find something like this, hold on, even if you find something like this, even if you find something like this, so let's say what we could find is something like this. This is a neckline. As long as you touch the line about 2 or 3 times, or the zone about 2 or 3 times, it signifies to you that that is the neckline. And for those who use chart patterns as a form of entry, it is important for them, because this is around the place they would like to take an entry from, right? But like I said, this video is not about entry. This video is about being able to identify the chart patterns, okay? So you would find the neckline on all these chart patterns. You find them on all the chart patterns. Again, it's going to be useful to you if you are using chart patterns as a form of entry, All right, so it is not a must that price must come back to your neckline. Okay, like I said, let's not go into that. So let's look at other ones that we have mentioned, the head and shoulders pattern. Just like your head and your shoulder, right? Head and your shoulder, the middle swing point usually is the highest, right? So let's say we have something like this, an uptrend. Let me take that again. Say we have an uptrend, right? When we get to this point, price does something like this. Let me take that, and it just takes out this swing high, this higher high, just a bit, right? Obvious, but not so large, right? Then it comes back again. When it takes out this higher high, then of course we're expecting to find another zone below here as a higher low, right? And then from there continue to maybe take out this last high. But then it doesn't do that, right? Price doesn't do that. It comes here, maybe somewhere around the previous swing high, right? Comes here somewhere around it. It may not be exactly the line, like I said, it may not be exactly the line, but somewhere close, and then it drops from there, right? This is signifying to us that the buyers are exhausted, and sooner or later the sellers would come into the market and be in control. And again, you do not want to be found trading against the market makers or the market movers. So this is essentially why you need to understand chart patterns, identify them when you see them, right? And then from here you start seeing a downward movement, and then we go down we go. Okay, so again, if you trade chart patterns, you use them as a form of entry. Maybe you find them on the lower time frame and you are a scalper or a day trader and you find them, maybe your entry will be somewhere around the neckline, right? So if you can't find an entry there's no problem, just leave it and find another confluence for another zone to enter from. Okay, it is not a must that it must come to retest, but when you see it come to retest, I will tell you the conditions that would make you be that will give you a high probability of it actually going your way. I will tell you the confluences you would see before you actually take that trade, not in this video. So check out my other video where I'll link it here when I make the video. So just turn on post notifications, subscribe to my YouTube channel, give this video a thumbs up so that you get notified whenever I drop that video. So look out for it. Okay, back to what we were saying. Okay, like I said, it may be a diagonal neckline. Remember, this is the neckline, the neck. I don't know if you can see what the neckline right here is, the neckline. So that is where I'm trying to mark out. Now sometimes it may be a diagonal neckline just like this one, or it may not be a diagonal neckline. Price may have done something like this, maybe somewhere here it may have done something like this. Okay, this is almost like a horizontal neckline. So whether you see it as a horizontal neckline or as whether you see it as a diagonal neckline or a horizontal neckline, just be able to spot where the neckline is, right? Because if you trade that kind of chart patterns, if you use it as a confluence for your entry, you would need to be able to spot the correct neckline or the correct place where price will come back to retest and then continue the sell movement. Okay, so also we have the head and shoulders pattern. We also have the inverse head. It's just the opposite, right? But this head and shoulders pattern, you find it at the end of an uptrend, at the end of a buy movement, right? But the inverse, like just like the name, the inverse, it means that you would find it at the end of a downtrend, meaning that price wants to start moving from sellers being in control to buyers being in control. Pretty simple, right? So that's it. So let's quickly do that. Let's say price is coming from a downtrend, it comes here, does something like this, comes back here, it doesn't take out this lower high, it comes here, breaks this, Now instead of coming here, finding a place to make a lower high, right, and then continue breaking it, it comes here, right, and comes back here, not breaking this last lower low, right. It doesn't break this last lower low. Instead, it comes to form a lower low somewhere here, right, and then instead of it to again find a way to come down again, it goes up here, creates this, comes back, does this, and then we continue moving from there, right. So now you need to be able to spot these things as they are forming, right. And even if you spot them when they are forming, you are not like, you shouldn't enter into the trade just like that. You need confluences. Like I said, you need confluences, you need other signs to show you that yes, the market is actually ready to change the trend, and be able to spot the exact place to enter so that you get the best out of that trade. Okay, so in this case, this is the head, these are the shoulders, and this is the neckline. Let me take that. This is the neckline of this inverse head and shoulder, right. This is the head, this is the head right here, this is the first shoulder, hold on, this is the first shoulder, right, and this is the second shoulder. Now again, like I said, it's not a must that both shoulders will be exactly at the same line or at the same price or at the same, no, it is a zone. Like I said, it is a zone. Okay, so there's also triple bottom, triple top. Of course, I've explained have we explained triple? Okay, yeah, we have done triple bottom. Then there's this other one that looks like a cup and a handle. They call it the cup and handle. It is also a reversal pattern, but I don't use it to trade. I don't know if I would say it is. I usually do not see it on my chart, but for the sake of educational purposes, let's just take it up here. So this is what it looks like, right. You see a series of that lower lows. So you see something like this. So you see a round figure showing like a cup, right, and then it will get somewhere here and gives something that looks like a flag, right, signifying a cup and handle, right, a cup and handle pattern, a cup and handle pattern. Let me take that, a cup, this is the cup, and this is the handle. So you can also see this is for when the trend or when the market is moving from a sell movement to a buy movement. You would also find it the reverse pattern when market is moving from an uptrend to a downtrend, which is the inverse cup and handle. All right, so let's move over to one other one. We have I think we have, it's called the diamond bottom and the diamond top. You find something like this, looking almost like a diamond, right, looking almost, hence the name, the diamond bottom and the diamond top. Okay, so like I said, you may not necessarily find this pattern every single time on your charts, right, but whenever you see them, you know exactly what they're trying to tell you. Okay, so you find something like this. My drawing may not exactly be perfect, but it's just going to show you what you need to. So if you find something like this on your charts, it signifies to you that yes, price wants to change its movement. Price wants to change the direction it is moving. If it is in a downtrend, if it is in an uptrend, right, it is a diamond top, right. But if you find this kind of thing in a downtrend, is a diamond bottom, right? So this is a diamond top. If you find the inverse of this, right, on your chart, it is a diamond bottom, right? So there are so many chart patterns just like that, and these, I think these are the very common ones, right? So on the chart, let's quickly go over to the charts. We just want to represent them. We just want to see them on the chart, a couple of them, and then we'll go. This is USD CHF, right? US dollars against Swiss franc, right? So like I said, you can find these chart patterns on any time frame, on any chart, right? When you see them, you should be able to spot them. Now you can see this one, very obvious one here, right? This is a very obvious one. This is a ranging market, right? And I don't even think I can even call this a triple bottom. This is a bottom, right? It's a triple bottom. Is it triple? I think it hits it. Its market is trying to accumulate here. This is an accumulation. When I made a video on phases of the market, if you haven't watched that video, I'll link it in the description down below or above as a card. Just click on it and learn about market phases, because this is an accumulation stage, right? This is an accumulation stage signifying that price wants to move from a downtrend to an uptrend. Again, another confluence. This is, would I call this a triple top? Even hit it more than 3 times, right? Price was ranging and it was giving, it hit the bottom of this rectangle more than 3 times, right? So I said let's call it a triple bottom, right? Because it is at the end. Remember, it is at the end of a sell movement. It is at the end of a sell movement, and it's going to, now if I would want to take a trade from this is the neckline. Now this is the bottom. Let me take this away. This is the bottom of this, right? This is the bottom of this. This is the neckline, right? This is the neckline. If you are coming from if you are coming from a downtrend, right? If it is at the end of whatever chart pattern that you have, if the market is coming from a downtrend, right, and you find a bottom, you should be looking for the neckline above. All right, but if price is coming from a buy movement and you have found a top, maybe a triple top, a double top, whatever top you have found, right, or whatever reversal chart pattern that you have found at the top of an uptrend, right, the neckline will be below, right? So in this case, the triple bottom is here. This is a liquidity, right? The triple bottom is here and the neckline is above, right? So whatever entry I'm trying to get should be at the neckline. You can see that price came and tapped into the neckline. Again, what I said before, that those who use it as a form of entry is one very powerful way to enter into the market. Once you are able to spot them, once you are able to identify them, of course you're not just going to enter like that. You would need other confluences. We'll talk about that in another video. Like I said, turn on post notifications so that you get to see that when I post it. Okay, so there are other chart patterns. Let's see how much we can find, right? This is in a downtrend. Let's see how much we can find. Okay, so this is, I think this can signify, now it may not be like my diagram is just a perfect diagram. You would not find that same perfect diagrams on your charts, right? But you should be able to see them. This is, I think this is a top, right? This is a head. You can spot this place right here as a shoulder, right? And this as a neckline, right? You can see that even in the future, price still came up again to respect that zone, right? To respect that zone, that neckline zone. This is a pipe bottom, right? Yeah, this is a pipe bottom. A pipe bottom is just pretty simple, right? It's just it's one of the most straightforward reversal patterns there is, right? Price just comes here, does something like this, comes here, gives us a very sharp movement, something like this, like just like a pipe, and then it doesn't waste time, just continues to move up. This is a pipe bottom. If you find it at the end of an uptrend, if you find it at an uptrend, clearly that is a pipe top, right? So just use it to your advantage, right? This is a double top. This is a double top right here. You can see that once price was coming from a downtrend, and then when it got here, it tested that zone about 2 times, right? Of course, clearing out liquidity. The market always does that, and then comes here. This is the retest. This is the neckline, right? So in the future, like you can see here, it may not, the retest may not even come immediately, right? But you can see it retested this neckline. Let me zoom that out for you to see. It retested this neckline. It retested this neckline right here, here. And even if you missed out on that trade, right, even in the future, I think it still came back to retest that same zone. All right, so like I said, it is one very powerful way to spot them. If you go on the internet and just type chart patterns, you find a lot of them there, right? Just study them and just try to look for them on your chart. You always see that most of the time price comes, and it helps a lot of traders to not be on the wrong side, right? It helps a lot of traders to not be on the wrong side of the market. I think we can refer to this as a triple bottom, right? We can refer, and now you can see that this is like a diagonal neckline. Like I said, it is not a must that you find a horizontal neckline, right? So this is a neckline. I don't think price came back to retest that line. Okay, let's look for another chart. Let's look for GBPUSD. Let's see if we can find any more of the chart patterns, reversal chart patterns on this chart. Okay, so this is a double bottom right here at the end of a downtrend, right? This is a double bottom at the end of a downtrend, a diagonal neckline right here, a diagonal neckline. Oh, not a diagonal neckline. It didn't give it gave a horizontal neckline right here. And again, price came to retest. You can see that price came to retest this right here. It came to retest that neckline, and some traders who saw this earlier enough would have entered this trade in a buy, not in a sell, where the market was coming from, right? Once they saw this, once they spot this double bottom, and they see a retest and it aligns, they find their confluences there in that retest zone or that retest line, they take their trade from there, and boom, price continue to move up right there. Okay, so I think let's do one more. I think this is a pipe top. This is a pipe top. Yeah, a pipe top. This is a triple bottom, right, with a neckline. I think it's a diagonal neckline that he gave. Okay, so this is a triple top, right? Even though it came here, cleaned out liquidity, cleaned out the liquidity nicely, came back, made a retest. This is the horizontal neckline, right? It didn't really come to test this neckline, and it gave a very minor downtrend before it continued to move up again. Okay, so you can actually find this on your chart on different time frames, right? You can find them on different time frames. You can find them on different chart, different securities, right? This is a triple top. Do I call it a triple top, right? You can even find a top that has multiple, but the idea is that you have seen the price has come to test a particular zone over and over again, right? Once it does that over and over again, it's possible that price will come there, use that point as a pivotal point, and then continue in the opposite direction. Okay, so that is all for today. I hope it is clear enough. Like I always say, it is not enough to just watch a video as this one or watch more videos about the same topic. You have to go over to your chart and spend time with the chart. Let the chart be your teacher firsthand. Let the chart be your teacher, and you get better along the way. Let the chart reveal to you a lot, so that if you see it in the future, even when nobody is there, you'll be able to identify them. You know when to enter, you know when you should stop. Even if you don't start immediately to buy with the rest of the market, at least you know when to stop, so that you don't get caught up in the wrong side of the market. Being caught up at the wrong side of the market means that your stop loss is going to be hit, and when your stop loss is going to be hit, that is you losing money. So thank you so much for staying to the end of this video. After this video, you would find somewhere around, you find this is a video on the reversal chart patterns. We would make another video about the continuation chart patterns, and also another video on how to enter them. Look forward to those videos. I would see you in the next one. Bye bye.